Welcome everyone once again to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. We're starting off this week with some very exciting news from David Chaim Smith, who is re-releasing the 32 Keys. And you can see the little comment that I made here. This is going to make some very happy campers. I really think so. The 32 Keys was probably at least one of the most one of the best received of David Chaim Smith's books. They're all very well received, but this one generated quite a bit of excitement. It came along with a set of flashcards, and you can see actually the designs that were on those cards, and each of these cards is for use in a contemplative meditation. And it seems from the let me get out of your way here so you can actually read the little comment that David has left here, as I pretty much wrote it up above as well. You can read it in your own time. I'll leave links to this post in the description as always. But essentially, it seems that he has completely rewritten the 32 Keys from cover to cover is what he says here. So yeah, very, very curious to see what he's done with it, what he's updated here, what indications, what clues he has given to the reader that weren't in the original edition. So that's great. His understanding of the system has grown enormously in the past 2 years. So yeah, really, really looking forward to that. And I guess that will be available early to midsummer 2022. So yeah, really very, very exciting news. Right, moving on to news from I forget. This is the new publication company that I was pointing out to you the other week. I think it's Inanna Press. And this is their first book, From Ishtar to Eostre. It's being released through Lulu. As you know, those are print-on-demand books. And this is a short book. I think it's 181 pages in hardcover. And it's looking into the controversy around Ishtar and Eostre and who else, and Ostara and Astarte. There is quite a lot of controversy around this conversation. Some declarations that the two are identical were made, and then some assertions that this can't be the case were later made, and so on and so forth. So this looks into that whole kind of debate, if it is a debate, and bringing as much scholarly material to the table to elucidate this mystery as possible. It seems like an interesting point. I know that Jake Stratton Kent has been posting a lot of articles about this conversation over the past few weeks. Of course, we're coming up to Easter, so the conversation comes up as it does every year. But yeah, this seems like it could be an interesting addition to that conversation. So there we go, From Ishtar to Eostre, reframing the Near Eastern origins of an Anglo-Saxon goddess. The price is not negligible, €60 there for a print-on-demand book of 181 pages, but nevertheless, fingers crossed, we can see some value added to the table. I'll keep a close eye on that, and yeah, let you know what people are saying one way or another. Moving on to news from the Library of Esoterica. They posted on Instagram just a couple of days ago, and I cheekily asked the question that's on everyone's lips: any hint about a volume 4? Now, you may know the Library of Esoterica. They're a subgroup of the Taschen group who made these 3 beautiful books that I've reviewed in the past, and I just wanted to know, is there going to be a 4th book? And look at this, currently in the production on volume 4, Plant Magic. So that really filled me with joy and excitement. I think that I'm probably not going to be the only one to be excited about that news. I think that Plant Magic is a perfect title, a perfect topic for a 3rd book in this beautiful, beautiful series. Right, I'm sure we'll find out more about that when they get a little bit further along in the production process. Next, we've got some news from Manus Sinistra. So this is a Spanish publication company who have mainly been translating. Let me just show you some of the translations that they've been doing. It's a little bit slow, the website, but you can see that they've been working on a Kenneth Grant translation. I believe they are the company who made a translation of the Hecate. And they are now publishing the works of Michael Ford. Now, you probably know, and if you don't know, you can probably guess that Michael Ford isn't the area of esoteric literature that I am mostly interested in. However, I am being assured that these new publications, these new Michael Ford publications, may be up my street. They certainly look very beautiful. The standard hardcover over here in buckram, which is certainly very pretty, and I believe that there is a deluxe edition as well with again, quite a pretty slip case. I think it's Paul Nunez. Is it Paul Nunez? Who is the guy behind Manus Sinistra, reached out to me and asked me if I'd like a copy. I initially hesitated, but he assures me that I'm going to be impressed by what I see. So we'll find out if that actually happens. There we are. Moving on to news from Anathema Publishing. Yao is now shipping. We were being told that it was going to be there was going to be a problem with the shipping dates, but no, we're actually starting to receive these copies. I know that mine is currently in customs at the capital, waiting for the people at the post office to decide how much tax for me to pay on mine. But I know that many people have started to receive theirs. It's very exciting news. I know that many people will be delighted to know that Yao is finally on the way. Next, I've got some jewelry for you guys. Some very striking jewelry that really captured my imagination, actually. This is Small Beast. So it's Shelby, Lou Cipher. That's not the easiest font to read. That looks like an N to me, but if that is a Y, then this clearly is a Y as well. The website is thesmallbeast.com, and I'll show you that in a second. But I just wanted to show you some of the close-up pictures on Instagram here. I think these are really quite striking. I don't think, I mean, yeah, something like this I've seen before, but something like this, I don't know. It's just the right mix of evocative but not too representative that I think is interesting. And yeah, you can find out a little bit more about all of that directly on the website. Some of them are sold out, but they don't stay they don't necessarily stay sold out for very long. For instance, these fell beast earrings, which are so cool, right? Really, really nice. They were sold out just last week, and you can see that they're now back on pre-order. Isn't that cool? There we are. All right, next news from Orryelle Defenestrate. Who of course is one of the great artists in the occult world right now, and he's produced this very cool little Baphomet pendant. There are just 33 of them. 33 available. Excuse me. So the pendants, there are 33 available. The rings are sold out. Okay. These are the rings that are sold out. But yeah, so this new series of Baphomet pendants, aren't they awesome? Very, very nice. And you can find out more about those by emailing him directly at this email right here. I'll leave details down in the description, as I always do. Yeah, I really, really, really like that. Right. Yes, news from the 62nd annual New York International Antiquarian Book Fair, which Justin Sledge so kindly suggested that we visit together, and I fully agree. We would certainly have a very, very nice time if we were to go. But yeah, for those of you who are lucky enough to be close to New York, around the times of April 21st to 24th, do make sure to pick up your tickets in advance. I think it's $60 for the entrance. General admission $30, excuse me. Includes one daily admission previous. Not sure what the difference is. I'll let you do your own research if you're actually in the area. What I can tell you is that it is going to be from Thursday, April 21st. So that's the preview. Okay, maybe that's why this one's a little bit more expensive. So you can get in for the preview, and also in the regular hours. Presumably, if you're in there on the first day, you get access to the stuff before it all sells out. Who knows? All right. But nevertheless, it does look very, very exciting. It looks like there's lots of very, very cool stuff. You can sign up for more information for their newsletter down there, and you can find out about all the exhibitors. Oh my goodness, there's so many exhibitors. There's a full catalogue of them that you can download and find out more. Anyway, so that's very, very cool stuff. Thoth Hermes are coming up to their 5th anniversary on the 20th of April, and the word is that there will be 4 special edition podcast episodes. One on the 17th, one on the 20th, on the actual anniversary, one on the 22nd, and one on the 24th. And my understanding is also that there is something a little bit new in the works. Those of you who don't know the Thoth Hermes podcast, you're really missing out. It's a fantastic podcast, one of my favorite. It sounds like there might be something like a web radio in the works. I'll give you more details on that when I find out more. But it sounds quite exciting. While you're waiting, you can go and check out all the latest episodes with all our favorite occultists. There we are. And 2 games this week that I was kind of interested in. The first one was a suggestion by our member, Your White Knight. So thank you so much for recommending this one. It's a role-playing game, The Old Gods of Apalachia. So it seems to be a very Lovecraft-esque role-playing game. It sounds... I don't know. It sounds a little bit like it's taking inspiration from, and I don't remember the author of, is it The Willows? Anyway, one way or another, it sounds very atmospheric. Do take a moment to listen to the little preview over here and to check out the details of the game itself. It seems very interesting, certainly very, very dark, but very, very atmospheric and very nice. Some cool extra stuff that you can get if you order early, presumably. And then the board game of the week for me is the Dark Quarter. It's a new Lucky Duck game, and you know that I find Lucky Duck games to be particularly great. I think Destinies was probably my favorite game of last year, and yeah, this is a noir genre game. It's very narrative, as many Lucky Duck games are, set in the 80s in New Orleans, with some very dark, mysterious goings on. It seems very, very cool. It's a detective story. They do detective stories very, very well, regardless of what the setting is. And yeah, as you can see, there's some cool monsters going on here. And yeah, all of their games are so immersive. They do what so many other game companies try to do, you know, immersive experiences with just very exciting entities involved, except that in my experience, Lucky Duck games manage to do it in a way that's thematic and in a way that's completely engrossing. You actually feel like you're a part of the story, which is something that so many other companies, as I say, attempt to do, but fail. So yeah, that's definitely my game of the week. Will I get it? I don't know. I think I probably need to save most of my money for books nowadays, but I'm certainly very interested in it, and hopefully they usually make these available to the general public after the Kickstarters have funded and so on, and I'll probably just pick up a regular edition without all the fancy extra bits a little bit further down the road. We'll see. There we are. That's the news from me for this week. Thank you ever so much for joining me once again. I've had a lot of fun. I hope you have as well. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and to subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you very soon with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.